Welcome to our first episode of Turning Pain into Purpose. This podcast is about finding hope, healing, and meaning after loss. My name is Pat Richardson. Oftentimes I say I'm Chrissy's mom. Chrissy Monet Richardson, better known as Christian Monet Richardson. She was my daughter. Chrissy was born in 1998, an amazing young woman, an amazing spirit. She was such a compassionate young woman. If you knew Chrissy, you loved Chrissy. She was a people's person. Losing Chrissy on May 16th of 2021 was a day I, of course, would never forget, nor is it a day that I ever want to remember. Our family had never lost a young person. None of my siblings had ever lost a child. And so losing her, the pain was breathtaking. And still is. I want to talk to you about how I can hopefully help you, how I can hopefully be a resource, and share my story. And hopefully it will give you something that you can reflect on as you start your grief journey, and it will give you something that you can hold on to. The feeling of grief is overwhelming. It's not like a 12-step program. I wish it was, and I could say I graduated. Overwhelming in a sense that you never know where you're going to be from the 6 steps that they say grief has to starting back over in the middle of grief to step 3 and not even knowing what am I supposed to do with these steps and why do I have to go through steps? Why can't I just grieve without a process or diagnosis or someone telling me that, okay, you should be at this step now or right now you're experiencing this step. You don't want to hear that when you're grieving. You just want to grieve. You just want to cry. You just want to give up. But just know that that's all part of the grief. And you do not have to do it alone. Please do not do it alone. No matter how much your mind tells you that you don't need anyone and that you want to shut everyone out and that you want to be alone, don't do it. Your mind does say, isolate yourself. It does tell you, don't answer the phone. It does tell you that no one will understand. You almost feel like they're intruding in a way. And I remember saying to my sister that when someone would call me, I felt like it was an interrogation. When they would ask me what happened, that's part of your grief because you don't know how to answer the question. You don't want to answer the question. Answering the question confirms the reality. The reality is that grief will change you. It will change you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. It will change you in so many ways. My sister said to me one day, she rubbed my back and she said, breathe. And I said to her, I am breathing. She said, you're not. You're not breathing. You're holding your breath. And she said to me, breathe. I realized I was holding my breath. And when I did take that breath, and when I did breathe, oh my God, I felt like the exhale was giving me life. Just know that you can continue. You can be happy. You can have a life after death. You can have a relationship with that person after they pass and transition. But just know that you can continue. Grief will change you. But it's up to you with what you do with the grief and how you accept and experience the change. You have changed. You are no longer the same person. Accept that. My first step in honoring Chrissy and realizing I wanted to honor her was at the balloon release her friends organized for her 3 days after she transitioned. There were hundreds of people there amongst these amazing roses, and it was a perfect place because Chrissy loved roses. She always gave me roses. She had tattoos of roses. Now I have a tattoo of a rose as well. When I was there with everyone amongst the roses and the friends and the family, the community, I was drawn to this group of individuals on this very last row as I'm walking around, and I'm saying, thank you for coming. I see this group of about 20 people on this back row near the side of the fence, and I'm walking and thanking each one of them. And I get to the very last person, and I stop and I realize he has on a YMCA shirt. And I look to the left down the row at everyone that's standing in the row with him, and they all had on YMCA shirts. I said to him, thank you so much for coming. And he looked at me and he said, my name is Randy Smith. And when he said that, I said, Randy Smith, I know your name. And he said, I hired Chrissy in the 10th grade. And when he said that, I just knew then that I will be working with him, helping him, continuing what she started, which was the backpack program. And I said to him, Randy, I'm going to give you a call. I remember when Chrissy spoke to me a year and a half prior about the backpack program that she started at the Y, for the Y Learning program that she was working with, how she saw these kids who were underserved. When I called Randy, I said to Randy, hey, is the Y Learning program still happening? And he said, it is. And I said, have you continued the backpack program that Chrissy started a year and a half ago? He said, we haven't. We haven't done the program since she did the program. It was her baby. And I said, wow. So this gives me something to think about. I said, well, Randy, do you still need help? Do the kids still need help? And he said, actually, they do. And that's how the Monet Richardson Community Foundation was started. When I first started the Monet Richardson Community Foundation in 2021, we started in August of 2021. We did our very first backpack drive. When we first did that, I was so nervous. Not only had I never done this, but now I'm doing this to continue the legacy of my daughter. In a sense, it's a breathing part of her. It's like giving birth to her again. I was nervous, would I do this right? Almost like, would I be a good mom? Now when I do the work, it's overwhelming sometimes because I do it from the corner of my desk. I work a full-time job. When I see the kids that receive the book bags and the school supplies, and the kids receive the scholarships that we give them, the checks, then I say, I can do it. I get re-energized and I say, yes, I can do it. Of course I can do it. Why wouldn't I? Your way of honoring your loved one does not have to look like mine. Your journey has to look like yours. Honoring your loved one can be as small or as large as you would like for it to be. It can be as simple or grand. It can be as short or long as far as time. And I oftentimes tell myself that as I'm thinking about the foundation, your journey and your opportunity to honor your loved one has to be your personal story. So find something that resembles what your loved one's life may have been like, what their hobbies may have been, something that they loved. You can actually start a charity in their name, and it can be a small charity. It can be a scholarship that's awarded in their name. At East Carolina University, we actually have a scholarship in Chrissy's name. I could have stopped simply there. It would have been fine. If your loved one, say they love animals, you can volunteer at a shelter. It can be as simple as planting trees in your loved one's name. You can volunteer at your child's school. If they're part of a sorority or a fraternity, you can support that sorority or that fraternity. You can support your local church that you attended with your loved one. There's so many ways that you can get involved. There's so many ways you can carry on their legacy. Whatever they believed in, their passion can become your passion. Journaling is definitely an opportunity for remembering your loved one. I journal sometimes, but I oftentimes have to remind myself not to make journaling a task. I also do kind of a video journal. Whenever I go to the gathering place, which is where Chrissy is memorialized, then I always take a video. So you could do something like that as well. Don't always feel like you have to be competitive when you're trying to love your loved one and carry on their legacy. Don't make it a competition. Don't look at what other folks are doing, other people are doing, and then say you have to do something similar or even larger. Just find something that you're going to be able to manage, that's going to be therapeutic for you, that's going to give you not even necessarily relief, but that's going to fill your heart. One of the hardest parts of grief is feeling alone, but always know that you're not alone. Choose not to be alone. I participate in grief counseling. I'm getting ready to start my 4th class in a couple of weeks, and my instructor, one of the instructors, oftentimes, this is my 2nd round with her, and she asked me, Pat, are you coming back for the next session? And I said, I'll be there. And she asked me, why do you continue to attend the classes when the classes are the same? The workbook is the same, and the videos, all the work is the same. And I shared with her, I continue because it allows me to be around people who have had a similar experience to me. I have the opportunity to share my story with people who, unfortunately, who just lost their loved one. When you're at the 5K, we're at her high school where she received her athletic awards. I'm there in the hallways where she walked. Those are the moments that are electric. Those are the moments that give me energy, that know I am not walking this journey alone. I have people walking with me. I have soldiers with me, people who care about me, people who love me, who love Chrissy. I encourage you to find a place of comfort. I encourage you to find a place where you can have good memories. Those memories, they're going to flood you. Allow those memories to embrace you. Allow those memories to take you down memory lane, to make you cry, to have you experience everything you need to experience, and then bring you back to peace. You will find peace in that moment. It may not happen right away, but it's all part of that grief, going back to that place that you shared with that loved one. You have to tap into your faith. I do. I tap into my faith. I allow my faith to embrace me in that moment and to lift me up and to let me know that you're not alone. Those people in the community that are walking along with you, they're there for a reason. They're there for a purpose. Some of them may be there for a long time. Some of them may be there for a short time. This April, we're inviting you to run, walk, celebrate with us for our annual 5K. It's our 4th year, and our tagline is called Running with the Angels. We do have wings available if you would like to wear wings when you run or walk. And so this is our opportunity to get together, to love each other, to celebrate each other, to advocate for our youth, to raise money for our programs, our backpack program and our academic scholar program. It's a community event like no other. It's also an opportunity for you to celebrate your loved one. We do shed tears, we do cry, we do dance. At our Running with the Angels, I am inviting you to join me on April 26th at East Chapel Hill High School. I'm inviting you to have the opportunity to learn about a young woman who saw a need and she decided to do something about it. I'm inviting you to be a part of a community that makes changes happen. We can do this together. In turning your pain into purpose, join us at this year's 5K. Make this a tradition. We host this event each year. This is our 4th year. Select the wings that you want to select for your journey. You can get them on Amazon, any type that you would like. Your wings can honor your loved one, as the wings that I have honor Chrissy. Join us at the 5K on April 26th and celebrate your loved one. She loved people so much. Having this event where it's a community event allows us to be together, which is what she always wanted. If you ever need someone to reach out to, I'm here. I don't have all the answers, but I have a listening ear. I want to be a resource. I want to be able to share my experience, my loss with you, and hopefully help you get to the other side of yours. And so if you've just lost your child, you don't know what is going on. Your emotions are raw. You will get better. Your memories will become less painful and they will become good memories. Hold on to those good memories. Make those good memories your your joy. And when you have to cry, and you will, when you need to fall apart, and you will, just know that you can get back up. If you don't know where to start, maybe the next step is just remembering. Do not try to block out your memories. I oftentimes think that if I don't remember, I'm going to forget. That scares me more than remembering. That's where journaling can come in to play for you. But don't try to not remember. Those memories are part of your love for your child. In our next episode of Turning Pain into Purpose, we will be exploring ways of honoring your loved ones and creating a legacy. Remember, you are not alone. Let's walk this journey together.